Hey there. Welcome back to R&D. It's time for us to find a way to override this lockdown that has plagued the facility so that we can get back on track to the executive forum. Because falling through the floor on our way here kind of got us off track a little
This
bit.
is not a scheduled break time.
Warren? What are you doing down there? Contact me ASAP. Let me help.
Maybe I'll do that in a minute, Sally, if I feel like it. First things first, it's time to do some much needed rearranging of our equipment. You see, unfortunately, for the poor Iron Mouse gear, we are not in a very good position to be wearing it in this level, because R&D is full of all kinds of experimental technology that may or may not deal an absolute ton of elemental damage. So, let's go back to what we know, shall we? The Lynx gear. Oh! Oh, Warren! It's fine. Everything's fine. See, look, he's fine. And not invisible. Anyway, with that horrible thing out of the way, yes, we're gonna go back to the Lynx gear, because R&D is where the game starts to crank up the difficulty a little bit. We are, of course, going to be keeping the scrap glaive of the cat, because, I mean, we worked pretty hard to get this damn thing. I might as well make an example out of my enemies with it. We're starting to get to the point where, like, I'm starting to have a little bit of a choice overload here when it comes to the amount of stuff I have on hand. See, there's a little bit of a problem, right, with equipment in this game. You can't destroy equipment. So, like, if you continue to increase the size of your arsenal, there's no way to decrease it afterwards. So all that clutter is just gonna keep building and building, and there's not much you can do about it except for scroll through the list every single time. You can destroy the implants, because, I mean, it would be a little bit silly if you couldn't, like, destroy implants that you are going to have hundreds of before the game is over. But yes, our equipment menu is going to be, it's going to be cluttered for quite some time. In the meantime, we are going to do our best to customize our implants so that I'm not quite over-leveled for this area, because we got a number of really powerful implants at the end of the DLC, especially as we got closer to fighting Carbon Cat. And I don't want to chump this game. See, here's the thing, right? With the implants that you get from the DLC, you can just jack up your health to, like, crazy high levels, and then you don't have to worry about anything anymore, because you've got a ton of health, so you can just eat damage, and you don't have to bother dodging or anything. And that's kind of lame, I feel. I feel like that's kind of a lame way to play the game, and a lame way to show it off to you. So instead, I am going to help me in the future by gimping myself a little bit now by putting on a couple of the Reclamation Buddy implants so that I gain more tech scrap, which is cool. The Reclamation Buddy implants are cool. So we are going to be wearing those with the extra core power I have given myself here. That's the good thing about the Lynx set, right? Is that the Lynx set is very light. So you can just kind of wear it around wherever. Oh, hello. I didn't even see you there.
Please remember, safety at work is our highest priority. And have a nice day.
What's going on, man?
My little girl. She's gone. I don't know what to do. Please. Please help me find her.
Hey, you alright? What happened?
I lost her. I lost my little girl, my sweet baby. We were attacked in the corridor, and I don't know, so fast. I got turned around, and now I don't know where she is.
Oh, Well, sure, I'll help with
I'll
that.
try to find her, but I need you to calm down. Do you have any idea where she could be?
I don't know. Maybe my office? We didn't get far. She could have run back. This is the key code, please. Please, Maddie is all I have.
No problem, man.
Okay, calm down. Now, what's your name?
Alec. My name is Alec. Look, I just need to find her. She's all alone.
Guess you also have no idea what's going on in this place, right?
No, I thought it was just me. That something was wrong with my neural link. I passed out, but then I saw Maddie. She was terrified. And the hallways, the labs, all empty. It was like we woke up in a nightmare.
It really is like a nightmare, isn't it?
I'm sorry, but I have to leave you now.
I know, just... please. Find my little girl.
Oh, don't you worry, Alec Norris. I'll do my best.
Look out for your fellow workers. They look out for you.
Well, welcome to R&D, everybody. See that giant projection of Don up there, shattering away? Well, he's going to be doing that for this entire level.
I know. We're all impatient.
And it gets a little bit annoying.
With every launch,
But R&D is pretty cool. Let you take a look at some of the projects Creo's been working on. Let you take a little bit of a tour of the facility.
At Creo, our scientific staff labor day and night to improve and build upon the foundation of Jonah Gutenberg's original vision. No one has ever attempted what we're trying to do. New discoveries and methods allow us to push the very boundaries of science and technology. Every day your work benefits the future of mankind, bringing us one step closer to our goal. It is a huge task, but together we can do it. Whatever it takes. We will build a new Eden, a utopia for all.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Don. Now, with that out of the way, I am going to go into the options menu, a little behind the scenes, behind the camera stuff, and we are going to turn off Don for this level. Because that projection will play over and over throughout the entire level the whole time we're here. And I don't want to have to listen to that. So, we will turn Don off for the time being. Hey, we picked up a new weapon. There on the show floor, we could just break open one of the cases and take the inducer, which you may remember Don was talking about in one of the broadcasts quite some time ago when we were going through the circulation tower.
Workers. They look out for you.
I also turned off the music in the med bay because I think we've all grown a little bit tired of it. But don't worry, I have a solution. There will not be silence when we are palling around in our safe haven. Through the power of editing. Oh. So hey, look, the liquidators are back. Great. And now they have shield drones. You know, all's fair in love and war, and let me tell you, I certainly am not feeling the love when it comes to these guys. So the inducer is, well, the inducers are, they kind of suck actually. They're not great, but you know, we picked them up, so I might as well use them for a little while. Just don't expect too much out of them. They're no nail gun.
I must say I'm surprised management was able to send someone over for the inspection, given the, circumstances. Well, anyway, I'm Dr. Gene Barrett, project lead on Utopia, head of R&D. Apologies, of course you know all that. So, let's get straight down to business then. We'd hate to waste your time now, wouldn't we? Please, take a look around. You'll find everything's in order. I'll just prepare everything for our little chat.
Okay. I think you have me confused with someone else, sir. But Okay, I guess he's opening all the doors for us. And who knows, maybe if we do his bidding, he'll override the lockdown so that we can get the hell out of here. So, okay, let's pal around with Dr. Jean Barrett, I guess. Been here 10 minutes and we're already meeting some colorful characters. So the scrap glaive of the cat is pretty good at beating stuff up. It's one of those heavy weapons that like allows you to kind of like super armor your way through enemy attacks. These guys with the grenade launchers and the flamethrowers, they kind of suck. They're kind of chumps. So in that way, the scrap glaive is great at just kind of like ignoring their bullshit. But heavier enemies that are carrying, let us say, heavier equipment, they will be a problem. Because of the special attack, the scrap glaive of the cat also has a little bit of a problem with building up energy, because it uses the energy when you put down a mine, so that's kind of a problem. Now what I was trying to do there, I was trying to circle around that guy, because if you get a backstab on an enemy with the attack that kills them, it will automatically cut off a body part. And it's usually the one you're aiming at, but sometimes it's not if the other one has like a lower health or whatever. But either way, I kind of gotta focus on cutting off limbs, because we're going to need some of these body parts that we're picking up here. See, this is the point where the Surge starts expecting you to have like +3 weapons and armor or so on. So enemies have started to drop +3 parts, and we're gonna need them, believe me.
I can't with good conscience continue. We need more time. But they say we always say that. Mainly because it's true. Utopia is a better solution in the long run. It doesn't have the side effects of Resolve. Well, not exactly true. It has one large cataclysmic side effect. But instead of taking years, it's easy. There's no stopping them though. Those people, those poor people. We're meant to help them, right? That's our job. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, it's good to immediately know that this Project Utopia isn't as much of a solution as it may seem. Wonderful is what that is. And not sucky. Oh well. It's the Elite Hazard Gear. That's what we're picking up here now. The Elite Hazard Gear is basically the Liquidator set, but it's like a heavier duty version. It has most of the same effects, except that the Elite Hazard headgear also protects us from this toxic gas. However, the Elite Hazard gentlemen are, they're a little different than when we put on the suit. Specifically, they've got that big tank on their back, and if you happen to smack that tank a couple of times, let us just say that the Elite Hazard guys live up to their name of being a hazard. As usual, going to be making as good use as I can of the Medivoltaic injector, you know, because now that I've got pretty high health, it's going to start being a little bit more useful. See, I mean, that's just kind of how that kind of implant works, is you, it restores a certain percentage of your health. So the higher your health, the more health it restores. That's just kind of how that works. It's the same way in Bloodborne. Watch my Bloodborne Let's Play. Lots of maintenance tunnels here in R&D. It's not that easy to like get lost in R&D. Like you can find your way around pretty easily, but nice jump attack. It's hard to get lost. However, I feel like their over-reliance on the maintenance tunnels kind of sucks. Like, this is a pretty strong area. I really like this area. especially like the environmental storytelling in this area. However, the level design leaves a little bit to be desired. So this is this is how you use the Inducer, basically. The Inducer is one of those weapons that does pretty low base damage, but it has a pretty high energy gain, I think, if I'm remembering that right anyway. So the way that you probably should use it is by building up energy for stuff like the medieval take injector and other implants, or maybe your drone, because it doesn't do very much damage, so enemies are going to stay alive a little longer. We found a pretty interesting niche here when it comes to playstyle, combining the heavy beat-em-up weapon with lighter weapons when I need it to restore my energy, you see. And that's just one of the ways that you can specialize in this game that I really, really like, is you don't necessarily have to pick something, which is kind of cool. You can just kind of mess around with a bunch of different types of equipment and find a combination that works for you. That's what I like about the Surge's skill system, right? How there's no your character level isn't actually tied to your power. It's all in your implants and the raw damage and stats of your equipment. Anything can be equally powerful, pretty much. You just have to invest in some things a little more, which is pretty cool. Oh god, this is precarious. You can see Don chatting away down there. Well, that was not worth it. Ugh. Have I mentioned I'm afraid of heights? Because I'm afraid of heights. Now, we opened that door by messing with that power switch over there, but I wanted to come into this maintenance tunnel first, because entering this maintenance tunnel opens up a shortcut back to the ops center. You know, just in case we happen to bite it on our journey, because that is becoming a real possibility, isn't it? But we're not going to go back down yet. You know, I've still got some health injectors, so might as well. Frankenstein, you're next. Okay. That's unnerving, but alright. Sure, that doesn't mean anything. Just fans of Mary Shelley in here. Applied nanoscience. Okay.
We're definitely getting there, but the shock to the brain, whether psychological or by surgical trauma, is still unpredictable. At worst, they're psychotic. At best, the mental capacity of a 2-year-old. I don't know which is worse. Once they're in that body, the power is truly frightening. The good news is that the organic-machine interface is working perfectly.
Hold that thought, because it seems that the subject of these logs is currently trying to beat me up. Well, I think now we know what the applied nanoscience is, because that appears to be a human brain, face, head, in a robo body. Oh no! Wow, they don't die easy. And they know Kung Fu.
Assets have been released from containment.
What?
Please follow the emergency protocols and proceed to the nearest secure area.
Okay. So, as it turns out, this is where Dr. Jean Barrett was hanging out, and I guess the robots are loose now. So that's great. Really happy about that. No, there's no way I'm gonna get that. I don't have the jumping skill. Hey, Mr. Norris, you wouldn't know anything about this, would you? So, we're going to craft the Elite Hazard headgear, and I'm gonna put that on, which will wreck my set bonus. However, we're going to need it to avoid the toxic gas in this area. So I think we are going to put that on for now, even though I can't really use it for anything good, set bonus related.
Take care.
So yes, my solution to the... Oh crap, we gotta go back in. My solution
Hello.
to the medbay music becoming a little bit old is to customize it. The Surge allows you to customize your own medbay music, or at least on PC it does. I don't think it does on consoles. But if you put your own music in the game folder, it'll replace the music with whatever you put in there. But I just turn the music off to silent so that I can just replace it with whatever I want. In this case, Beat the Devil Tattoo by Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. It's good stuff. We'll hear more of it a little later.
For your fellow workers, they look out for you.
So, in lieu of putting on the Elite Hazard headgear, because I didn't quite have enough power for it, I have put on the Toxic Auto Filter, which does the same thing, except it's in implant form. So now the gas won't bother us. Fire still does, though. Fire still bothers us quite a bit. I think it's kind of cool, actually, that there are multiple ways to keep the gas from damaging you. I think that's I think that's pretty neat. Oh! Oh! Scrap Glaive of the Cat, everybody. So I unlocked the shortcut, but I didn't use it. And I actually am not sure why. I think it's because I want more tech scrap at this point. Because I'm kind of playing this a little bit differently than the game probably expects you to. See, because this is a Let's Play and all that stuff, I have to show off as much of the equipment and items and all that stuff as I can. So I am varying up my equipment a lot more than the standard player probably would. Oh man, that was close. High health doesn't help you when the enemies eat right through your defense. Like, look at that. There goes all my health. These flamethrowers, man, they're tough. But yes, a standard player probably would just pick some weapons that they like and stick with them. But me, I'm changing up my equipment every episode or so. So, I'm not playing this the way that you probably should play this. But we are going to continue picking up new weapons and equipment for quite some time. We're not out of the woods yet when it comes to the game dumping new weapons and stuff on us. And if I was playing with the DLC enabled, the free weapon and armor DLCs, I would have even more, which would, like, even further inflate the number of weapons and armor this game has. Which is great. I don't mind it. Like, I really don't mind that this game has, like, so goddamn much equipment in it. But what I will say is that I really wish that there was a way to stop the clutter. Which I am hoping, I'm relatively certain, that the Surge 2 will include. For those of you that haven't been keeping up on it, the Surge 2 has been very slowly getting a drip feed of information from Focus Home Interactive and Deck 13, who were at E3 this year, and they had a booth for the game. They haven't actually shown any footage to the public yet, as of recording this episode, but pretty soon we should be finding out more. And I'm really excited, actually. I'm really excited to talk about it, because when I record my Let's Plays, I have this curse where, like, I will say, like, oh, I don't think this game's gonna get a sequel, and then it immediately does, like with The Evil Within 2. But, like, the recording of The Evil Within 1 was already done, so I didn't get a chance to talk about The Evil Within 2 during the recording sessions. But with The Surge, that's not the case. Oh, you again.
You're early. Well, good, good. Very efficient. Everything to your satisfaction.
Something like that.
All smooth sailing here. On track, on time. Now, I'll just be with you shortly. I just need to take care of, well, you know.
Oh, I do know. As an inspector for R&D, I would know. I'm not quite sure what I'm inspecting, but I certainly am an inspector. So yeah, I look forward to talking about the Surge 2 as it develops, because you should be keeping an eye on it if you're watching this Let's Play. Let us all hope that the Surge 2 turns out to be great, and I don't embarrass myself by saying that I think it's going to be really, really good. Picked up a new drone module just now. It is a flamethrower tank, which is basically a flamethrower stream version of the flare launcher that we had. The flamethrower was in the game first, though. Dark down here. What does that say? Don't push the button. You can't fool me that easy, the Surge. Oh no! Okay, as it turns out, I was immediately fooled. I guess pressing the button really was a bad idea. I have released the vacuum cleaners. On the bright side, the vacuum cleaners are a method of gaining more energy so that I can refill my health with the Medivoltaic injector. So that's nice. And hey, there was more vital injectors back here anyway, so you know what? It's good that I didn't listen to the bloody writing on the wall. Hey, here comes the most annoying jump in the whole game. This sucks. This jump sucks. And I made it on the first try. You don't know how annoying it is trying to make that jump. That little jump is the most frustrating in this whole game. These games are not built for platforming, and it shows. But we'll talk about that in just a moment.
It's tough. They got it locked down tight. But I promised I'd get you something. It's not a lot, mind, but it's something. Utopia's a synthetic variant of Resolve. Hyper-aggressive with a nanite distribution system. They believe it's a one-shot solution, but they're being careless, rushing it through. Only Barrett is reviewing the tests. There's no oversight at all. And there's something else. He's been distracted by a personal project. All I know is it involves some high-end cybernetics. He's been rounding up volunteers for months now.
Huh. Well, I guess that explains what Project Utopia is. I guess Project Utopia is an alternative to Project Resolve that uses nanites to repair the atmosphere. Interesting. And it could potentially work a little bit better, considering Project Resolve wasn't finished. Although I guess it's not hard to be better than an unfinished project that was pushed out early, is it? However, this Dr. Barrett guy appears to be using this research for his own purposes. So, next time we say hello to the guy, maybe we should ask him some questions about that, because the zombie robot man that we just fought didn't seem to be a very successful project, let's say. The scrap glaive of the cat is great because, like, you can just bat enemies' arms away like a cat playing with a toy. Oh, it's great. You're just like, oh, you're gonna swing your arm at me? Bop! There it goes. Interesting developments in the plot this time around, though. I have a feeling that this Project Utopia is not going to be as simple as that log to Dr. Chavez. That's who that log was for. Whenever you see the little bee icon in the corner, that's the Dr. Chavez audio log chain. So keep an eye out for that in this area, because there's a couple more of them. In fact, I will see you next time when we explore R&D a little bit more and find out more about this Project Utopia. we've heard so much about.